Companies invest in a website in order to get more business. However, if your website is not visible in search engine, the whole investment will yield no result. I am going to explain 10 mistakes that are rigging your position in Google. Hi, I'm Patrick Mullematre, the founder of FairTech's online marketing mastery formula. Here are the 10 mistakes that we have often to correct when we have new project that we have to work on. First mistake is keyword stuffing. It's true, if you want to get listed in Google and take advantage of all this business coming from there, you need to optimize your page and have the exact keyword in your text that mention your services or your product. Let's say, for example, you sell red shoes. If you say, we have shoes in every color, this means you will have also red shoes. But Google, who is reading your text, will not see the word red shoes. So you have to use this word of red shoes in your text when you're on the page dedicated for your red shoes or on this category. However, this is many times misunderstood. People think, oh, I have to put it as much as possible. Yes, your text must be oriented for red shoes and speak about red shoes, but it's not just about keyword stuffing and put the words red shoes, red shoes, red shoes everywhere. Google's duty is to provide a good experience to all their readers. So in this example, if somebody search for red shoes, they have to return a page which speak about red shoes. So they will check on your page if you mention this word red shoes. But if you stuff this keyword, this means it will be also not interesting for the one who comes to read. It will look strange because this text will have every time in every line the word red shoes, it will look strange. So they will avoid, Google will avoid web page that have too many keywords on the same text on the same page. For this, they have filters that will avoid pages that have keyword stuffing, too many keywords on the same text. Second mistake to avoid is duplicate content. Many times companies, when they're under the pressure that they have to add content and they have deadline to reach, have the tendency to copy content from another page. Sometimes, yes, it's the same that you have to say. If it's for the red shoes and for the blue shoes, you can have the same description about the durability or the kind of leather used. This is the same, but don't copy paste your text. Describe well what it is and organically speak again about the same topic, because search engine had also to set filters to avoid people who just copy paste their content just to hope to be several times in the result of search engine. This filter will sometimes filter websites that had good intention. Sometimes companies, under the pressure of creating new content and deadline, have the tendency of copying text from other page into a new page. This may let you save time, but in the end, the content will be the same on both pages, and Google will index the first page and ignore the second one, thinking that this is the same content. So at any price, avoid copying, pasting your text from one page to another. Have unique content. If this is difficult or too time consuming, you may want to hire a content writer to help you at this task. Third mistake that we often see is content that has not been updated. In the past, having a website was already enough to get listed in Google and get additional business. Now with more than 4 billion pages online, Google has a huge choice of different pages where they can send the visitors depending on their request. They will have thousands of pages speaking about the same topic. So how is Google going to choose which page should be listed on top? There are two very important points that they look. This is that the content has a huge added value. So if you just have a few lines of text inside, it will not be enough. If another page has already 700, 1000, 1500 words, Google will think this page has more content, more information. So they will rank this first. Another criteria that Google will use is to look how old is this page, when it has been updated last time. Usually content that are more recent will be more up to date. So Google will give a priority to new content. So make sure to maintain your content, add additional information. Every year things change in your business. Make sure to adapt your content for that, and that will refresh the page. It's true, sometimes for certain industry, certain product just don't change. But make sure that you regularly optimize and update your content. Meaning, when you start with your page, you could start with, for example, 750 words, and then after doing your keywords research with the new keyword that you find that the same user that read those pages also search for, then you can enhance your content. This you can do it every 6 months or every year, so this will keep your page up to date. And for sure, add new content, new pages on a regular basis in order to show that your website is also regularly updated and is growing. A good sign for Google that you are a dynamic company or this website is dynamic and up to date. Another common mistake is creating content without to have a plan. You have to group your keywords, your categories of product or service in a right manner. It is important to group your content in categories. If you create your content on the fly, week after week, you will miss to have a plan. Create a long-term plan where you organize your categories, different categories of your website, your subcategories in those categories, and your content which is placed in those categories. Make a long time plan and do your content still week after week or month after month. If you do them in batch, which is quite useful, create them based on this plan. So open one category and start to make one subcategory and start to add content on this category, and go in the next subcategory and add your content there. This is very important to do that, so your category will start to get stronger and stronger, because the amount of content that you have in a category will give a better ranking for this category. When I speak about category, it can be, if I stay on this shoes example, so it could be, for example, outdoor shoes. So you make a plan for your outdoor shoes. You will have different kind of outdoor shoes, which could be walking shoes, running shoes, waterproof shoes, etc., etc. In those subcategories, then you will have women running shoes, man running shoes, and then there you will have your content. This means your different kind of shoes that you have. So make the long time plan, even if you cannot do all the content in one time, which is logic, then, but have the long time plan so that you know where you will place your content. So everything is well grouped in categories and subcategories. So what fits together are all listed in the same category. So this way, Google will see this is the category for outdoor shoes, and it has a lot of choice inside. So they will rank you on top of your competitors because you have this organization and you have a lot of content. If you go in every direction, then after you start to regroup your categories and your content to organize them, to put them together, so your page will all the time move, and Google will delete them because the page is not there anymore, and will have to rank it again from new. So this is a loss of time for you, as the history of a page has a big importance for search engines. Using the wrong keyword is also a mistake that we often see. As a professional, we have the tendency to use the exact, perfect technical word when we describe our work. Especially as it is our own website, we want to show that we are professional and we want to use the right technical words in the right place. But don't forget, your potential client don't use the same vocabulary when they search for your services. Make sure to make a keyword research to know how your potential clients are searching in Google who want to search for your services. You will be surprised to see that many times is completely different. A good idea is to ask also your client, hey, when you search for this product or this service in Google, what do you enter? So this will give you an idea about how people name those products or services that you offer, and then you can orient your keyword research in this direction. It can really be completely different. If I try to find an example, I did not prepare any, but if I take, for example, UPS, uninterrupted power supply. So the professional will call it like that, but somebody may call it battery backup for my computer. I don't know if this is the case. It's not based now on a keyword research, but you see, it means the same, but it's completely different words that has been used. So make sure that you use the vocabulary of your client and not the technical jargon. This will make a huge difference. You will get much more business coming from your website. Another common mistake, creating first your website and then after working on your SEO. In the planification on a project, it may sound logic. Let's improve first our website, let's make our new website, and then after we optimize it for SEO, one step at a time. Be careful. What will happen if you do that? Your webmaster, your web agency will produce the website based on your requirement. Once they are finished, you will pay them for the work, and then you will go to your search engine optimization agency, show your website, and they will start to give a list of requirements of changes that need to be done on the website. For sure, your web developer will tell you, oh, I have to change this, and you will bill again for this work. If you do it from the beginning, it's the same price for the web developer. If he makes it this way or this way, it's the same work if he knows it from the beginning. But if he builds with some requirement and then you add new requirement in the end, he will have to redo his work. So you will end up with a much higher cost for the creation of the website. Where the website has been really oriented on the visual part, due to the technology used, you may have to completely rebuild your website. So my advice, avoid this at any price. A SEO project has to be planned before you do your website. In one meeting, when you give your requirement to your webmaster, if your SEO specialist is also in this meeting, the web developer will get the requirement coming from you, and the SEO specialist will say, okay, so if you do it like this, so please respect to do it like that, like that, like that. And he will take this in his requirement, and it will not cost, most of the time, there is no extra cost in order to make it SEO ready if it's done from the very beginning. So make sure that when you plan a change on your website, or you plan to do a new website, to incorporate SEO from the beginning, and this will cost you much less and will in the end bring you much more business. Another mistake that we regularly see is the lack of regular new content. A website that had been created and got some content, and then suddenly have no new content, will be seen in the eyes of Google as suddenly this company does not exist anymore, or it was an event which was time limited, like for example a trade show. Then now they know, oh, now this is outdated, let's stop bringing traffic there. So this will give a bad sign for Google. Make sure that you have regular content to add on your website. If you have some season in your company where you are very busy, then it will be wise to create your content in batch, prepare that in advance. At this moment, you can just publish the content that you have created in advance. Again, there, using professional content writer can help make a plan or continue to produce content when you have no time to do that. Another mistake to avoid is the lack of SEO performance monitoring. Monitoring is very important. This is what will make the whole difference. There is no fit-it-all strategy. You will have to adapt. You have to monitor the behavior of your competitors. How did Google interpret and rank your pages? This way, you will see what works and what doesn't. What works, you will make sure that you don't change it, don't touch it too much. Just enhance this additional content. What doesn't work, there you will find out what was the problem. You will see this is not performing for this keyword. You will look at your page, compare this other page that are ranking better and see what you are missing. So the monitoring is very, very important. You want to monitor your position that you have in search engine, so that you can adjust if one page is dropping because a competitor is now putting more effort than you are, so that you can react and keep your good position. You want to monitor also the traffic, the general traffic that you get on your website. See how are the visitors moving on your website and how many are converting to become a lead, and those leads, how many are converting it to becoming a client. This is the data that you need in order to fine-tune. If you see you get traffic, but they are not converting, see where they are going, where they are dropping, and look at this page, see what is missing, improve it, test it, and see the new result. It has improved, we did this. So do more of this. When you change something and it gets even worse, then avoid those things. And these are all information that you can reuse for each page that you have on your website, and not just the one that you were working on. This way you will learn also the behavior of your user, what they need, what they like. And this will increase the income that you get from your website with the same investment that you are giving from the beginning. Another mistake to avoid is keeping the use of the title and the meta description. Many times we see websites, they have the same description on every page, saying, oh, but this is what we are doing. You must have unique titles and description for each page, so Google can better understand what is the page about. The title and the description is what you see in Google result when you search for something. So make sure that each page has its unique title and description, and that it describes well what you will find in the page. As it is also visible in the result, it's not obligatory the most important point to be in the first result. If you have in the result a description which is much more attractive than the first one, people, and we probably all do the same, we read a bit before we choose on which one we will click. If the description fits better of what we search in the third or fourth position, we will choose this one and not just systematically click on the first result. So give a lot of importance in your title and meta description. Last mistake I like to speak about now is about missing inbound links for your website. By analyzing your website, Google will just see what you've wrote on your website. So it's easy to say we are the best, but other websites that speak about you, which will be a much stronger reference. So you need other websites speaking about your services, about your products, and put a link that link towards your website. This will be the confirmation for Google that yes, you are selling red shoes, because website owners like you and me will not write about something and put a link pointing to another website if this website is not related to that. We will use this as a reference. If I speak about red shoes and you need to buy red shoes and here a good place to buy red shoes, so I will not point to a website that I know they don't have red shoes. So Google is using the human eyes through this system by checking how many links are pointing towards your website and what are those links speaking about and where are they linking to. If you have, in this example with shoes again, if you have many kind of shoes, if you have the red shoes, so you will have optimized to have the red shoes, like I said before, that you have to speak about red shoes, but other websites that speak about red shoes give a link pointing that this is the place to find red shoes will be an additional reference, and this reference is much stronger than your own text that you have on your website. So make sure to build as many links as possible, quality links. So this is not the quantity, I just said as many, but careful on that. It's again not the quantity but the quality. If I take again the example of shoes, it must be a website related to shoes or to fashion, so directly or indirectly related to what you are offering, and that creating a link that speak about what they're linking to. Creating a link that have the keyword, this name of red shoes, that point to your page of red shoes. If you have great content, like I was mentioning about the content, people will organically create links pointing to your website. So you see, the point of the content is very important. You will have also much less effort in order to create those inbound links. You can also favorize those links by contacting people that can share your content, that you see they have content, they are not competitors, and you're also not a competitor, not a danger for them. You can say, oh, I see you have here great information about this and that, what you're speaking about. I have on my website very useful added value that will enhance your article, so feel free to link towards it. So you can a bit contact people for that. I am here speaking about the mistake to avoid. There are many techniques to generate inbound links, and I have a whole video speaking about that. So I will now stop here just by mentioning the mistake to avoid. So here it was the lack of inbound links. So this means make sure that you regularly increase your inbound linkings with all the techniques that are available. When generating inbound links, it's important that you go for quality website, as I mentioned. Avoid for sure at any price those websites which are called link farms, where you can go and pay to get a link, or you can just get a link by giving an exchange of something. This must be avoided, as those websites have a bad reputation in the eyes of Google, because there is no added value, there is no real content inside. So if you are linked there, you will get bad points instead of getting good points that you were searching. I hope this video was useful for you. If it's the case, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. This way I will know how to improve our future videos. Feel free to post questions and I will answer in a future video. I will post some links below this video with additional information about search engine optimization. If you need help to improve your position in search engines in order to improve your income, we offer mentoring and all-inclusive package. Feel free to contact us for that. Thanks for watching. I'm Patrick Müller-Matter from FairTech Online Marketing.